kutoa statement kwa sababu ya mambo yetu ya upuzi.
Ruto defended his relationship with Uganda President Yoweri Museveni.
Museveni ni rafiki wa rais wa Kenya. Museveni ni rafiki yangu. Mimi nimewahi hata kwenda kumfanyia kampeni Uganda. Viongozi hawa wote wa NASA wamewahi kwenda kumfanyia kampeni Museveni Uganda kwa sababu ya urafiki ulioko kati ya Kenya na Uganda. Right? Inawezekanaje kwamba ni sawa Museveni kuwa marafiki ya hawa wangwana wote, lakini akiwa naibu wa rais inaleta shida?
Political commentators have queried the DP's regular trips to Uganda, with the latest incident appearing to provide fodder for those opposed to his political ambitions.
Well, despite the deputy president taking a stab at that particular aborted trip, the Orange Democratic Party Movement Party wants the deputy president to come out clear over his relationship with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni and the alleged Turkish investor. The leaders are questioning what they claim is DP's frequent trips to Uganda instead of building the Kenyan economy.
The leadership of the Orange Democratic Movement in Parliament claims the Deputy President William Ruto aborted trip to Uganda was a sympathy-seeking circus. Speaking at Parliament buildings, the ODM MPs claimed they were suspicious of the DP's relationship with Uganda.
We want to ask him to share with Kenyans what ideals he is borrowing from NRM, the National Resistance Movement.
We are not bothered with whether Ruto was cleared or not. We are bothered with his relationship with Uganda, and we are bothered with what he's going to do in Uganda.
They further challenged Ruto to explain his relationship with Uganda's ruling party, National Resistance Movement, and reason of taking foreign investors to a neighboring country.
And he has been telling us that bottom up. I want to bring bottom up here. I want to bring investors here. I want to do youth employment. I want to alleviate problems of the youth, and you are taking the investors who are supposed to employ Kenyans here to Uganda.
If you are the deputy president of a country, how on earth would you claim to be taking investors to another nation, to another state? That is completely a sign of lack of patriotism.
However, Kapseret MP Oscar Sudi, who was to join the DP in the trip, said that the mission was for benchmarking.
Tumeenda benchmarking kwa chama Museveni kama mara 3. Na kuna kazi tunaendelesha huko. Sisi tunataka tujenge chama kama ile ilikuwa ya Jubilee, lakini kwa style zingine tofauti.
Saizi wanasema ati mimi kufaa yellow I'm associated with the flag of Uganda, or UDA is associated with the flag of Uganda.
This was a private visit to Uganda, and I want to believe that the deputy president was not using resources from the government. He was using his own personal resources.
Sudi defended Harun Aydin, the Turkish investor branded a terrorist, saying he is an investor who has interest in the horticulture industry.
Wao ni wanabiashara wakubwa.
Now, the Council of Governors is accusing the Controller of Budget of blocking funds to counties, warning that it will deal a big blow to the war against the COVID-19 pandemic. The Council says it is unfortunate that counties were being denied funds due to pending audit queries, yet they are expected to lead the war against the pandemic. Now, based on the current state of COVID-19, the Council says it might be forced to scale down on the number of delegates who will attend the devolution conference slated for the 23rd to the 26th of this month in Makueni.
The Council of Governors is now warning that counties are cash-strapped and might not be able to address the dire COVID-19 situation facing the country.
There is an increased pressure from emerging variants, such as the Delta variant and others, that are proving to be more transmissible and violent. These variants have contributed significantly to the surge of infection rates noted in Western Kenya region. However, the region has been overtaken by the following 6 counties, which have reported the higher number of infections.
The council directing blame on the controller of budget. It claims has blocked the release of funds by Treasury due to pending audit queries. It says that was beyond its limit.
It is important for the Office of the Controller to recognize that approval on requisition of funds is based on County Government's Appropriations Act. And the oversight role is purely the mandate of the county assemblies and the Senate.
The county bosses warning that they are not only dealing with the pandemic, but a resurgence of patients with mental health illnesses due to stress and anxiety associated with the impact of COVID-19.
The most prominent manifestations is the rise of suicide cases. This has increased from 317 cases recorded annually in the past years to over 417 recorded this year, an increase of 100 cases.
Pandemic, the council says some ASAL counties are being threatened with drought taking on a toll on livelihoods that require urgent interventions. As the number of COVID-19 cases continue surging in the country, the Council of Governors say they are considering to reduce the number of attendees to the devolution conference.
That is Ruth Wamboi there giving us, what the Council of Governors had to say yesterday in regard to, monies owed to the counties, as well as where we find ourselves as a country when it comes to stemming the spread of COVID-19. This is to remind you that there's an ongoing operation of the public transport vehicles. One such is going on Langati Road. So if you're applying that route, remember, do not agree to be part of the excess passengers in any PSV, as well as have your mask and don it. Don't just carry it around in your pocket. Have it on in the appropriate manner. Now, looking at matters of crime, is that a family in EMBU County is seeking answers following the mysterious death of two brothers who were allegedly arrested by police for violating the curfew rules. Benson Jiro, aged 22, Emmanuel Mutura, aged 19, students at Don Bosco Technical Institute and Moi Kabrak University, respectively, were arrested by police officers from Manyata on Sunday for flouting the COVID-19 safety protocols, only for their bodies to be found at EMBU Level 5 Hospital mortuary. In another development, police are investigating an incident in which a 42-year-old man allegedly killed his wife before turning the gun on himself in their home in KIAMBU County.
At the EMBU North Police Station, the pain on their faces tells it all. Young soul's life cut short. Benson Njiru, a 22-year-old, and Emmanuel Mutura, a 19-year-old, are no more. Felix Viga, Ango to the deceased, say that the two were selling pigs meat at Kianjakoma Trading Center when they were arrested. The mystery surrounding their death still unanswered. The family claims police took them in circles before they were informed that police in Runyenjes had collected two bodies, which were at EMBU Level 5 Hospital mortuary.
Parents came to Manyata police station to ask. They were told nothing. When they went to Runyenjes, it is DCI Runyenjes who assisted them. He told them two bodies were corrected. They can go and check at the EMBU mortuary. We went there, and true, we found the bodies there.
Ngaruya, however, said an inquiry file has been opened. An investigation surrounding their death is ongoing.
Na wakaweza kuruka gari ikitembea. Na kama tunavyojua kwamba gari ikitembea katika mwendo, hakika ukianguka either uumie ama upoteze maisha.
Elsewhere, detectives are investigating an incident where a 42-year-old man is alleged to have killed his wife before killing himself at their home in KIAMBU County.
Na hata wakiwana na mkundi bado tumekuwa tu pamoja, hata iboma ikijengwa, we have been together with Jerry, na sisi tumeshtuka sana kusikia hiyo kifo, imetustua sana. Juu ni watu walikuwa wamependana sana na mapenzi yenye hata mtu hata angeamini ati itafika hapa.
According to police, Jonathan Mukundi Gashunga who was a licensed firearm holder, is said to have shot his 30-year-old wife in the head before taking his own life using the same weapon.
The Madam Jerry was shot three times at the head. Yeah, and the man also shot himself at the head. They were all lying in their one bedroom.
The motive behind the incident could not be immediately established. And police in Nambale sub-county have launched investigations into the death of Kisoko Girls High School watchman who was allegedly murdered by armed robbers. Nambale OCBD Walter Abondo said that the 62-year-old was hacked to death by the robbers who managed to steal one computer.
Hawa waliua hiyo watchman, watu ambao tutapata, but tuna request members of public watusaidie so that we make an arrest.
Police had an hectic time controlling a huge crowd that wanted to have a glimpse of the deceased.
Indeed, there's this conversation, especially on social media, with Kenyans saying that you see watching the news is quite a miserable feat, because when you move from murder, you get into another and another. Well, that is one such when it comes to matters of crime. It seems that life has become a price that people are willing to pay. We'll be keeping tabs on what is happening on the 3 stories that we have just highlighted for you there. The 2 sons of EMBU whose family is seeking justice, and yesterday were demonstrations in EMBU town in regard to their condition or the state. They were found at the EMBU hospital mortuary there just some days after allegedly being arrested by Manyata police there. Further on that particular story that happened in KIAMBU County between the 42-year-old man and his 30-year-old wife there is also something that we're going to be keeping tabs on as the authorities continue carrying out their requisite investigations. Now to some rather cheering, or rather just setting the pace when it comes to women scaling the heights, is that now women are increasingly venturing into once male-dominated professions and shredding the gender stereotypes in employment. Our reporter Junaid Karisa shares experiences of the female plant workers operating big machinery at the Mombasa Southern Bypass project in Mombasa, and are breaking their backs alongside their male counterparts to eke a living.
For 29 months, the Dongo Kundu Ocean Stretch has witnessed a beehive of activities as the Kenya National Highways Authority races against time to build 2 bridges at Mwache and Nteza to complete the 27-kilometer dual carriageway stretch that is slowly taking shape. It is an ongoing 4-year project meant to connect the counties of Mombasa and Kwale. It is here that we come to ascertain whether women can thrive in a male-dominated profession, particularly in matters roads and bridges. It has been a major source of employment for the skilled and unskilled locals here, both men and women. Remarkably though, of the 102 plant operators, 21 of them are women who in recent years are increasingly venturing into male-dominated careers. Asha Jimbisa is one of such envied women who has for the last 17 months operated the lorry boozer. Her passion to do what men do was awoken in high school by the sight of a female tout a decade ago.
Nikapenda na ule moyo pia mimi natamani yani nifanye kama vile, kwani wanaume peke yao yani, kwani wanawake tusitokeleze, unaona.
Her breakthrough in operating big machines came after 2 years in the matatu business when she got employed by the Railways and Bridges Corporation.
Nikajenga nyumba yangu ya room 9, kafanya Shimoni miezi 8. HR akaniita, kuna watakana nani mwanamke sasa.
Even though she was not discriminated for being a woman when seeking jobs that are traditionally male-oriented, her 2 co-workers operating the rollers experienced it. Irene Wambua landed her first formal employment with the authority after tamaking for 4 years. Despite her abilities, Wambua says she had to go the extra mile to prove to her employers that she could do as good as a man.
As a lady, kuna wenye wanakuuliza kweli utawezana. From you wewe unajua unaweza, lakini mtu anakuuliza utaweza kweli.
So was the case for Nancy Mogoro, a ship-foot roller operator who says many Kenyan employers need to be disabused of the notion that only men can do certain tasks.
Getting a job kama hapo kwa China it's better because atakuita interview mwenye atafanya kazi vizuri ndiye anapata, lakini out there it's not easy because si wote wanakuingiza just because umejua wewe unachukua pesa.
At the precast yard along the Dongo Kundu Highway, Gladys Kamau operates the forklift with ease. Having graduated as the only lady in her class in 2014, Kenha has become her first formal employer after hustling for close to 7 years.
Growing up, this has ever been my plan. Toka nikiwa shule, I used to admire big machines, so finally nilijipata tu hapa. Since I'm a lady, kuna kitu neza ambio ni bebe and it's very delicate. So kila mtu wako hapo. Kila mtu wako like atatoboa, you know.
Project engineer Samuel Ogege says Kenha strives to meet the 30% youth and women threshold and urge the locals to embrace training opportunities offered by the authority to access better jobs.
If we basically come and do the road and leave and don't improve the skills of the local people, then once we are gone, nobody benefits. So it is now a deliberate policy that when we have a major project, we make sure that we empower and improve the skills of the youth around that project area.
Wanawake pia tusikae nyuma, lazima tuwe ngangari na sisi tutokeze watu waweza.
It may sound as a cliche, but what a man can do, a woman can also do, if only they are given a chance. Juni Karisa Mbele from the Mombasa Southern Bypass in Mombasa County.
Well, what a man can do, definitely a woman can do better. I am of the opinion, however, even when we say ladies first and men before, is that it doesn't necessarily, it's not always based on your gender that you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, provided you have put your mind and focus at it. Gender has nothing to do with anything as far as I'm concerned, and even facts and biology, there are only few things that men can do and women can do, but lots of stuff that men can do, that women can do and men can't. Well, we'll be discussing that when we get to matters trending topics, but now let's cross to the counties where First Lady Margaret Kenyatta has commended Elephant Neighbours Centre Executive Director Jim Nyamu for his conservation campaign dubbed Ivory Belongs to the Elephants that has helped to sensitize communities on the need to protect the endangered mammals. Nyamu is embarking on a 320-kilometer walk to raise funds and awareness to communities around the park on the need to protect wildlife. More of these stories in our county news wrap.
Delivered by Eva Minor of the Office of the First Lady during the flag-off of a 320-kilometer walk that will see Nyamu trek for 10 days from the Kenya Wildlife Service headquarters in Langata to Amboseli in Kajiado County. First Lady Margaret Kenyatta lauded the conservationist for his commitment. On his part, Nyamu thanked the First Lady for the contribution to Kenya's conservation efforts, saying her involvement led to several policy reforms.
Why elephants? Elephants are keystone species. We call them flagship species. They are the point for conservation. And we say why we conserve elephants. We are conserving elephants for posterity and even for us ourselves, because where we have elephants, we have clean habitats where we get water. For pastoralism, they live with wildlife. So if we conserve elephants, we know there are some areas that are well protected for them to graze in.
Elsewhere, former Lugari MP CYRUS JIRONGO has been acquitted of forgery charges relating to a piece of land he bought in Upper Hill, Nairobi 30 years ago. The court terminated the charge, noting that the charges were defective and ordered JIRONGO's bail refunded.
We are satisfied and we are happy on behalf of Honorable CYRUS JIRONGO that justice today has been done and the political contestation shall proceed, and the criminal law should not be used as a way to deal with politicians who do not agree with the state.
And Mwingi North MP Paul Zengu has urged the national government to consider supplying Kitui residents with relief food, saying the drought situation on the ground was worrying.
We had expected that in this region of ours that we will get food enough to push for the next till the next rainy season, which starts in October. Unfortunately, there has been total crop failure.
Meanwhile, leaders from Samburu, Isiolo, Laikipia and Baringo counties have hailed the Ujuzi Manyatani program being rolled out in the counties by the Northern Rangelands Trust, saying it will equip local youths with life skills that will provide a source of livelihood and discourage harmful practices like cattle rustling.
Naona hii initiative imesaidia sana kuweza kubadilisha mienendo ile ya zamani ya cattle rustling, na pia imesaidia sana kwa maneno ya kuleta amani katika sehemu yetu.
Finally, head teachers across Homa Bay County have expressed concerns of a bulging students' population against the available infrastructure having to admit double the school's capacity. They are worried that this could affect students' performance.
Don't have enough classrooms. As we speak right now, there is funding that we receive from the Ministry of Education for infrastructure improvement. We already our plans are underway. We want to construct 4 classrooms.
National Assembly Broadcasting and Library Committee has lauded the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation for embracing the new and improved technology in its quest to remain afloat in the market. Now speaking during their 3-day tour of the satellite transmission stations at the coastal region, the board and the National Assembly Committee commended the state broadcaster for the zeal to ensure that it maintains international standards.
Broadcasting and Library Committee made a tour of the satellite stations at the coast to assess the state's broadcasters' ability to serve the region. Speaking during the tour, the committee's chairperson, Justice Kizito, said the corporation has a state-of-the-art infrastructure that must be harnessed to boost its broadcast capabilities.
I want to call Kenyans, all Kenyans of goodwill. Let us pull together to also help KBC to make sure that KBC can also get to that level of BBC, because we are seeing they're doing a good job. And the members are here. I think they also appreciate. They have appreciated, and we are very grateful, and saying that going forward, we are proud that Kenya has at least network transmission. It can transmit, and we have seen even BBC, we have seen France International or Canal France channels and all this, and China and all this. So we are seeing that Kenya has this kind of facility, capacity to transmit across the nation.
The committee called on Kenyans to support the state broadcaster in its quest to give them quality programs. A committee member, Paul Zengu, said the parliament has partnered with the state broadcaster to enable Kenyans understand the operations of the August House.
2 stations that we have visited, they have the modern, they have really modernized the transmission. So I believe that when the parliament partners with KBC on transmission of bunge or parliament business, we are not going to be disappointed. We have witnessed that BBC and other international radio station and channels are using the infrastructure, and for that reason we believe that KBC is in the right direction. So we really appreciate the infrastructure. Is amazing.
Speaking on behalf of the board of directors of KBC, Charles Mulila, who is a board member, said the state broadcaster will continue to improve its brand as it endeavors to scale the heights of international standards.
Place some 10 brand new transmission stations that have been sponsored by the Spanish government under the APD1 program. We are in the process of looking for the same partnership to start up the APD2 that is going to cover the entire breadth and width of Kenya. Already now we've got 96% of Kenya covered in TV, and we have the capacity to give each county a local TV station from our ended equipment, which we installed sometimes last year. So we are very happy that you found time to come and tour our facilities. And as you have seen, they are brand new. We are going places.
Now, finally, yesterday we were following up on what has been happening in Tokyo. We bagged our first gold and salvaged our athletics prowess after Emmanuel Korir read his compatriot Ferguson Rotich in a 1-2 spectacular finish, ending days of dismal show at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. Korir's glamorous gold came after having Kian won a bronze medal in the 3,000 meter steeplechase final. Team Kenya now has a total of 5 medals, 1 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze. Here's a recap.